Hello, this is my third camera build video, and hopefully this is the final one for the foreseeable future. Now, the first thing you may notice is that I don't have the matte box on now, and that's because I don't think it's really necessary for most of the upcoming shooting situations I will be having, because most of them will be indoors and without any heavy light sources like the sun. So there's no like lens flares I need to prevent at the moment. So while I still have the matte box in my kit, I don't need it right now. As you can see, the full rig is built out and it's on a tripod, which is on my Manfrotto 502AH tripod head, which is better for you to see than it being on my desk, as I've been showing in the previous videos, because when I'm shooting, I'm probably going to have it on a tripod, especially because this thing is pretty heavy. To shoot handheld. Now, I could just shoot with just the plain camera, but for reasons I've explained before, you want to have this rig built out so that you can do things like follow focus, record to a monitor, and just have like a better grip to it. Even though it's heavier, you know, you can potentially put this on a shoulder mount, or, you know, even if you're shooting handheld, yes, you're holding more weight, but you have a firmer grasp on it, and you can full focus, which you can't do without a rail system. You know, my favorite part about this whole thing is the quick release plates, as I've talked before. There's one that attaches the camera cage to the follow focus, that's right there. And there's the one that I just have permanently on this tripod that I use for both photography and video. You know, I have a much lighter build that I have with the just the camera for photography, but I still use the same quick release plate system because it's so convenient for, you know, just having a stable place for your camera to be on while you're changing lenses. And just to show you again how easy this is, look at that, right? It just comes right off, right? And when you want to put it back on, I have to be careful because this is all very expensive, especially when you put it all together. You don't want to drop it. And yep, that seems pretty stable, right? I'm really shaking it. Yeah, and yeah, I mean, well, I don't need the matte box now. I do have these camera filters that I can put right in the front of my camera. This is the polarizer filter that I'm going to be using a lot because whenever I'm shooting with reflective surfaces like you know, car doors or like windows, on regular windows, anything reflective, you always end up catching unnecessary reflections of the camera in. And I know it degrades the quality a little bit, but you know, it's worth it. I also have the Pro Mist filter, which I've, you know, barely touched. It's a 1/4 black Pro Mist filter made by Tiffin as well. And I'm gonna play around with maybe stacking this with a polarizing filter and maybe give the image a more like creamy, you know, cinematic, I don't know what that word means, but feel to it. And yeah, as you can see, this tripod head can really handle the weight. Please don't fail on me now. Look at that. I'm just very scared because this is my first time testing this out on this camera. Build. Okay. Beauty of having a video tripod, right? You can get the smooth pans and tilts that, you know, is really important for when you're shooting video. I have a 28 millimeter lens now, and I've been using longer lenses, but I thought I'd switch it up for this video. Figure out where the on button is eventually. I have to get up for that. There we go. Yeah, the only thing I kind of have to worry about is the sound of the monitor. If it's too loud, what am I going to do about that, you know? But it's nice and bright here. I got it wide open. Let me crank that ISO up just so I have a nice little, yeah. And that's crisp in focus. You can't see it, but trust me, it's pretty crisp. And if I wanted to, I can do a nice, say I'm starting on the corner of the room over there. So I think obviously I got to work on the fluidity of these motions, the weight, you know, everything comes down to physics. So there's a lot of weight going down. I'm gonna have to figure out a counterbalance to make this smooth. Like for example, if I go this far down, right, I'm gonna have to apply more force to get it up and bring it back here. But yeah, that's really smooth and clean, and it's nice to see that on the big monitor rather than the tiny little LCD monitor that's there on the camera. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to recording myself on this and, you know, obviously shooting on it, but also recording my future vlogs on this system in the future, just so they have that additional production value, and the audio will be better as well.